So a YouTuber by the name of Brooke Houts with over 300,000 subscribers just accidentally had some leaked, uncut footage of her abusing her dog. And there are so many things wrong with this that we're gonna address in this video. What is up, everybody? This is Chris from the Rewired Soul, where we talk about the problem, but focus on the solution. And if you're new to my channel, what I try to do is take different topics from the YouTube community, try to see what lessons we can learn from them to improve our own mental and emotional well-being. So I wanna emphasize that because I know a lot of you came here to trash Brooke Houts, but my videos, I want you to reflect a little and see what you can learn from them. So if you're into that kind of stuff, make sure you subscribe and ring that notification bell. And real quick announcement, my book, Canceled Inside YouTube Cancel Culture, is free until the end of the month. So check out the description, check out the pinned comment down below. It's over at my website, www.therewiredsoul.com, where we dive into YouTube cancel culture. And we're gonna address some of that in this video, okay? But anyways, just to give you the quick rundown of this, because I'm sure a million other channels are gonna cover this, but anyways, Brooke Houts, she is a YouTuber, she has over 300,000 subscribers, and she's been posting videos of her and her like Doberman puppy, right? And she just had some leaked footage that showed this.
To bring my dog, she's over there. I put plastic wrap on the door, I'm gonna have him run out, we're just gonna see what he does. I don't know.
We love you, or whatever. We love you. We love you.
So it looked like what had happened was she meant to upload an edited video, but she uploaded the unedited one. And we saw what just happened in that cut. So anyways, a bunch of people are talking about this on Twitter, a bunch of commentary channels and everything like that. So like I said, I'm sure many videos are gonna be coming out about this. But anyways, Brooke Houts did release a statement on Twitter. I'm not gonna read the whole thing, it's like 4 pages long, but I do wanna address a few things because like I said, there's a lot that we can learn from this situation, all right? So I wanna start out by reading this part. First off, I want to address the uncut footage. On the day in particular that the video was filmed, and actually this past week, things in my outside life has been less than exceptional. I am not going to play the victim card or anything of that sort, but I do want to point out that I am rarely as upset as what is shown in the footage. The bubbly, happy-go-lucky Brooke that you see in my videos is typically an accurate representation of me. But it's obvious that I'm playing up my mood in this video when I'm clearly actually frustrated. All right, okay, this is where I want everybody to take a look at themselves. Like, this is why I am so passionate about mental health and why we need to work on our mental health. Like, you guys, I have a 10-year-old son, okay? I have my beautiful girlfriend, Tristan. I have all of you out there. I have my friends, I have my family and everything like that. I have to keep this in check. I used to have the worst anger issues, all right? Like, that's one of the reasons I wrote my book, Rewire Your Anger, because I used to be so angry and frustrated at my life, at the world, and I would take it out on everyone. And then I would realize, like, when I started working on my mental health, I realized, I'm like, just because I'm having a bad day doesn't mean other people deserve this, you know, this outrage from me, right? The story that I always share when I'm talking about this point to really drive it home, I'll never forget. I was at the store with my son. This was like 2 or 3 years ago, right? And we're waiting at the counter at the deli, and there was a mom there with her 2 children, and these kids were acting like normal children. Like, trust me, we all know what bratty kids in the supermarket look like, right? These kids were not it. It was a little brother and sister that were just having a conversation. And out of nowhere, like I was watching, and out of nowhere, the mom just snaps on him. She starts screaming at him. She tells him that they need to calm down and be quiet and just stop talking because she had a rough day at work. And like, that is the perfect example of what I'm talking about, because I'm sitting there thinking, I'm like, it's not your kid's fault that you had a rough day at work. If you had a rough day at work, figure it out, okay? This is why I talk about getting therapy, start meditating, do all sorts of things. Like, meditation is scientifically proven to improve the function of your prefrontal cortex, which is responsible for emotional regulation, okay? It helps you regulate your emotions. So if you don't think you have time to meditate, ask yourself, is this enough of a priority because I keep snapping on people who don't deserve it? So when you see Brooke Houts abusing her dog, it's like, that dog has nothing to do with the outside circumstances going on in your life, Brooke. So you need help. But I want all of you to look at yourself too. Like, how many times do you snap on friends, family members, your spouse, your children, coworkers? Maybe it's people on the road, right? Because you're frustrated, you're upset about things that have absolutely nothing to do with those people. Start working on it, okay? The next thing I want to talk about is, like, she says, like, you know, this isn't, you know, really her in this video. She's usually bubbly and everything like that. And this is just something that, like, I just want people to recognize about, like, YouTubers. Like, we've already seen people like PewDiePie talk about, you know, that kind of forced happiness and everything. YouTubers are people, just normal people, all right? And they put on a facade, and, you know, especially when you're, like, looking at, like, social media, like Instagram and everything, like, just realize these people that you're seeing are having their own issues out there, because so many people, I want you to really think about just how you watch these creators and you think, oh, they're living this perfect, glamorous life, and just understand, like, they have issues too. Just because you get rich and famous doesn't mean you no longer have problems. And this is important to understand, because so many people set these goals like, oh, I wanna be rich, I wanna be famous, right? Because you think it's gonna get rid of all of your problems. But as you can see with Brooke Houts, she clearly has some issues going on that she needs to take care of, all right? And this is why all sorts of YouTubers need to focus on their mental health and get this thing straight so things like this don't happen, all right? And really, you gotta look at it too, because of her frustration, because of her anger and everything like that, she uploaded the wrong file, all right? And let's talk about that for a second. When we're talking about, you know, responsibility and remorse, and, you know, like, even though I'm against cancel culture, like, just in my personal opinion, and I don't like judging apologies, but she didn't address what people are really upset about. Like, if you go look at her statement that she posted on Twitter, she just talks about yelling at her dog, but as you saw from that clip, she, like, hits her dog, right? But we all have to wonder, like, how much don't we know? You know what I mean? What haven't we seen? Like, this was uploaded by accident, right? Like, what would happen if that was never uploaded? And going back to, like, working on our mental health and our emotional regulation, like, look what Alinity just did. She got frustrated at her cat because she was playing a video game, probably got upset, like, I'm a gamer, I get it, right? And then she throws her cat. You know what I mean? Like, we need to get our minds in check. So the last thing I wanna talk about, which is something I've really been on a kick on lately, is amateur YouTubers, right? We all wanna be respected the same as these professionals. And this is a prime example about why that is not happening. Because Brooke Houts, in her statement, she talks about getting her dog trained. Like, this woman got a dog and is forcing that dog into her YouTube videos to perform, right? And it's untrained. Like, nobody in Hollywood would ever do that. Like, when you see animals in, like, movies and TV shows, like, not only are they trained, but they have a trainer there as well. But we've seen this with people like Daddy of Five and many other instances where they have children and they are pretty much abusing them to get them on YouTube so they can get views and get subscribers and all these other things. So we look at this, and Brooke, I'm assuming, I don't know Brooke at all, but we look at this and it's like, did she just get a dog to have a new kind of aspect to her YouTube channel, and then she's taking it out on this dog who isn't trained? Like, here's my suggestion. that dog, before getting on camera and trying to make the dog do what you want it to do, it should have been trained before introducing it to your channel with over 300,000 subscribers, okay? Like, so many YouTubers are just so amateur, and they don't get, like, this is something I think about all the time. Like, we don't understand why the mainstream doesn't respect YouTube as much as the mainstream. It's because of stuff like this. Like, something I've been talking about a lot lately, like, all of the commentary channels on YouTube, they're not held to the same standard as professional journalists. Like, how do you expect to get the same respect when you're not trying to achieve the same amount of integrity, the same amount of honesty, the same amount of, you know, objectiveness and things like that? Like, we really need to look at this, all right? But anyways, the last thing I wanna ask all of you, like, should Brooke Houts be canceled? Like I said, I just wrote a book about cancel culture, and this is one of those things, like, maybe this was a one-off thing, maybe she made a mistake, maybe, you know, she shouldn't have filmed that day and it was just, you know, an assortment of bad things that came together. I don't know, but there definitely needs to be some consequences. But anyways, let me know your thoughts on this subject down in the comments below. And also, check out my book, Canceled Inside YouTube Cancel Culture. You can get it for free until the end of the month, all right? That's all I got for this video. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're new, make sure you subscribe and ring that notification bell. And a huge, huge thank you to everybody supporting the channel over on Patreon. You are all amazing. And a huge thank you to everybody who has bought Canceled or one of my other books like Rewire Your Anxiety or Rewire Your Anger, all right? Thanks again for watching. I'll see you next time.